The silence that followed Prince Bantugan's return was deeper than any that had come before. It wasn't the cold silence of envy, or the reverent silence of mourning, but the breathless, trembling silence of a miracle witnessed. He stood in the palace doorway, Sandata's blue light slowly fading in his grip. The noise of battle replaced by the quiet awe of friend and foe alike. King Mipatunus of Randion dropped his sword. It clattered on the stones, a sound like a shattered ambition, a spirit. He whispered, backing away, "You are not a man, you are a vengeance." Bantugan's voice, when it came, wasn't the thunder of before. It carried the eerie resonance of one who has heard the whispers of the other side. "I am a promise, the promise that Bumbaran will not fall while I still have breath, or even after." The Randian invasion crumbled not from military defeat, but from spiritual terror. Their warriors, seeing a dead prince walking, broke ranks and fled, believing the very land of Bumbaran to be cursed and protected by ancestral might. Mipatunus was captured, not by sword, but by his own paralyzed fear. Yet, as the adrenaline of battle faded, the people of Bumbaran saw the true cost of their miracle. Prince Bantugan, their returned heart, was changed. He was stronger, yes, able to lift a fallen siege engine with shocking ease. His senses were preternatural. He could hear a whispered conversation across the courtyard, spot a falcon on a distant crag, but his eyes, once holding the warm wisdom of battles fought for justice, now held a distant storm-gray light. He would often pause, gazing at nothing, as if listening to a song only he could hear. And he avoided the grand hall where his coffin had lain, a palpable chill settling over him whenever he neared it. Princess Datinbong noticed the most subtle change. When she took his hand, his skin was cool, not with illness, but with the deep, mossy coolness of stone in a shaded grove. "Where are you, my love?" she asked one evening. "Your body is here, but your spirit, it walks a longer path." Bantugan looked at her, his gaze focusing with effort. "I hear the river Datimang, not our river, a wider, slower river, under a gray sky, and a voice there, calling accounts." The wise Babalan from Lagusian, who had stayed to witness the aftermath, confirmed the terrible truth. She approached King Madali and Datinbong in private, her face grave. His spirit did not return through the proper gate. It forced its way back, driven by a love stronger than death. But the gates of life and death are not mere doors, they are a balance. He has become a knot in the great tapestry. He is of both worlds now, and belonging fully to neither. "What does that mean?" Madali asked, his old guilt resurfacing in a new, more dreadful form. "It means," the Babylon said, "that he is a bridge, and bridges can be crossed from both sides. The denizens of the Shadowlands, the restless spirits, and the jealous guardians of the threshold will now sense him. He is a beacon of irregularity. They will come to claim what was taken." The first sign came not from shadows, but from the earth. The great belit tree in Lagusian where his coffin had hung, withered and died in a single night, its leaves turning to ash. Then, the spring that watered Bumbaran's eastern fields ran slow and cold, its waters tasting of metal and memory. Finally, the dreams began not just for Bantugan, but for all in the palace. They dreamed of a beautiful, sorrowful kingdom of twilight, of elegant spirits with hollow eyes, and of a proud spectral queen, gazing longingly toward the world of the living. One morning, a mysterious opalescent shell was found on Bantugan's bed, filled with salt water and whispering with the sound of waves. When he touched it, a vision flooded his mind, an undersea kingdom of majestic coral spires and drowned forests, a realm of immense beauty and profound loneliness. A name echoed in the shell's whisper, Kingdom of the Drowned Ones. "They are not malevolent," the Babalan interpreted. "They are incomplete. They sense in you a prince who has known death but walks in life. They believe you can be a king for them, a bridge to make their silent realm felt again in the world above. They offer you a different throne, in a palace of pearl and memory." Bantugan refused. "My kingdom is here. My heart is here." But the drowned ones were persistent. The next night, a soft, pervasive fog rolled into Bumbaran. With it came the Sigbin, eerie, backwards walking familiars with the bodies of lean dogs and the faces of grieving children. They did no harm, but sat at the crossroads and wept with human voices, singing laments for the king who refused his crown, begging him to save their realm from oblivion. Worse still, the commotion drew other, darker attention. From the deep forests, the Aswan clans, shape-shifting spirits of pure malevolence, grew bold. They saw Bantugan not as a king to be petitioned, but as a key to be Stolina being, whose half-living essence could make them immune to sunlight, allowing them to plague the world unchecked. Bumbaran found itself under a new kind of siege, not from mortal armies, but from the clamoring, desperate, and predatory denizens of the unseen world. The kingdom's warriors, brave against steel, were powerless against mist and nightmare. Bantugan realized his return had opened a wound in the world. His love for his home had made it vulnerable in ways he never imagined. He could not fight this with Sandata alone. He summoned his brother, Datinbong, and so, "I must close the door I opened," he declared, the storm-gray light firm in his eyes. "I must journey to the threshold not to die again, but to renegotiate my place in the order of things. I must face the guardian of the passage and settle my debt." Madali protested. "We just got you back. This is a task for warriors. For Balan, no, Bantugan said, placing a cool hand on his brother's shoulder. This is my battle. My spirit made the choice to return. Only my spirit can define the terms of its stay. I must go to the gray shore of my dreams. He would not go as a warrior, but as a petitioner. He left behind his sword, his shield, and his war helmet. He dressed in simple white, the color of mourning and of spirits. He took only a vial of water from the Pulangi River, a handful of soil from Bumbaran, and a lock of Datimbang's hair tied around his wrist, his ties to life, home, and love. The entire kingdom gathered, not to cheer, but to bear silent witness as he walked alone to the most sacred and feared place in the land, the Cave of Echoing Souls, a place where it was said the veil was thin and one could speak directly to the keepers of the dead. At the cave's dark mouth, he turned and so, he looked at Datimbang's tear-streaked, resolute face, at Madali's anguished pride, at his people, the living, breathing home he had crossed back from silence to protect. I went into the wilderness once because I was not wanted, he said, his voice carrying clearly in the hush. I go into the spirit world now because I am too dearly needed. Guard our home. I will treat with the guardians of silence, and return on terms that bring peace to both worlds. With a final, loving look, Prince Bantugan turned and stepped into the darkness of the cave. The shadows swallowed him not as a victim, but as an ambassador of the living, carrying the weight of a kingdom's love into the realm of the dead, to bargain for his right to truly live again. And from the depths of the cave, no scream echoed, only a deep, resonant silence, and the faint, hopeful scent of Malawi blossoms carried on a wind from nowhere. The epic was no longer about a hero defending his land from men, but about a soul seeking its rightful place in the grand and delicate balance of all things. Thank you for watching. If you want to see what happens on Bantugan's journey, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, Studio Einstein, and hit that notification bell for the next episode. In the grand relativity of time, our paths will cross again, and I'll see you next time.